The next topic is reading and writing disorders. We have discussed syntactic disorder and now we will be looking at the reading and writing disorders. Reading disorder. Reading disorder is a learning disorder that involves significant impairment of reading, which also involves, this is basically the disorder which involves the accurate or fluent word recognition, decoding word, or the speed, prosody, and not only this but also severe difficulty in the reading comprehension. Writing disorder is an impairment that can interfere with learning to spell words in writing and speed of writing text. So the writing disorder, people with this kind of disorder have problem in constructing a sentence in terms of pronouncing words, spelling errors, grammatical errors, organization of ideas, cohesion. So the people suffering from this kind of disorder face all these. So we have reading disorder, and the key word for describing this kind of disorder is dyslexia. And then we have writing disorder, and the key word for describing this kind of impairment is dysgraphia. Now we will look at the reading disorder and the writing disorders in detail. Now these both disorder can occur alone but are present together. We also have spellings, and spellings, if you have a spelling impairment, the bidirectional relationship of all these shows that impairment and disorder in terms of one category, one domain, does influence the other. So now let's look at the reading and writing disorders separately. Now looking at the reading disorder first, we see that it occurs when a person has trouble with any part of the reading processes. Reading and language-based learning disabilities are commonly called dyslexia. These disorders are present from a young age and usually result from specific differences in the way the brain processes language. There are many different symptoms and types of reading disorder, and not everyone with reading disorder has every symptom. People with reading disorder may have problems recognizing words that they already know and may also be poor spellers. Other symptoms may include trouble with handwriting, difficulty reading quickly, problems reading with correct expression, problems understanding the written word. Reading disorder are not a type of intellectual and developmental disorder, and they are not a sign of lower intelligence or unwillingness to learn. People with reading disorders may have other learning disabilities too, including number of problems with writing or numbers. Now, looking at the example of specific types of reading disorder, we have word decoding, which means people who have difficulty sounding out written words, matching the letters to sounds to be able to read a word. We have lack of fluency. People who lack fluency have difficulty reading quickly. Then we have poor reading comprehension. People with poor reading comprehension have trouble understanding what they read. Now we have writing disorder, and here you see this is dyslexia, which is reading disorder, and then you have dysgraphia, which is writing disorder. Now dysgraphia is a condition of impaired letter writing by hand. This can interfere with learning to spell words in writing and speed of writing text. It is not a developmental motor disorder, but rather related to orthographic coding in working memory. Orthographic coding refers to the ability to store written words in working memory, while the letters in the word are analyzed, or the ability to create permanent memory or written words linked to their pronunciation and meaning. Often children with dysgraphia have difficulty with both orthographic coding and planning sequential finger movements. Dysgraphia commonly occurs with dyslexia and is a related condition. When dysgraphia presents with dyslexia, research shows that Orton-Gillingham this is basically an instructional approach to help people with reading, writing, spelling problems related to dyslexia. So this approach has been shown to help remediate handwriting difficulties. Hence, reading disorders and writing disorders have bidirectional relationship as they are presented together, and both influence each other in difficulty area as well as performance area. So there is a bidirectional relationship, and impairment or disorder of one domain does influence the other domain.